Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and today I'm going to be showing you how to build this brewing house in Minecraft. So if you're in need of some potions, this is the place you can go to. There's a small nether wart farm on the outside, and on the inside is just about everything you could need to do some brewing. An infinite water source, plenty of storage, and of course some brewing stands. Before we get started with the tutorial, let's take a quick look at all of the materials that you're going to need to complete this build. So this is the resource list, and all of these items, with the exception of these 3 blocks right here, are to the exact number needed. So you're going to need to gather all of these together before starting the build. Of course, feel free to skip this part of the video if you just want to get on with things now, but I am going to go through all of these because a couple of things need some explaining. So all of these on the top row, just all of the spruce wood that we're going to be using. Nice and simple. The next row is all of the dark oak wood along with 12 oak trapdoors. Then we have the stone row, and all of these 3 blocks here, the stone bricks, those are to the exact number needed. These 3 blocks are not. And we also have the stone cutter here because you're going to need to break some of these down into stairs and walls so we can mix in some texture after. But 10 of each block should be enough to cover you. Then we just have some more building blocks here that we're going to be using, and basically everything else is just miscellaneous items, which I'll just do a quick scroll over in case you're not sure as to what some of them are. Also, just to mention, these 2 cornflowers represent any type of flower. It's just something to go in the flower pot and on the coarse dirt. It doesn't have to be 2 of the same flower. We also need a torch or any other lighting block. It's going to be hidden, so it doesn't matter what. And this large amethyst bud, you don't need it. It's purely decorative. If you don't have easy access to it, just grab something else. Once you've found a good location for your new brewing house, the first thing we're going to do is place down 4 dark oak logs, just as I have here. And as you can see, all of these are 3 blocks apart. I'm just going to come to one of the corners here, and we're going to go up by 2 more dark oak logs, then a barrel, then another dark oak log, then another barrel, and 2 more dark oak logs. So we have something that looks like this. Then we can go ahead and do that 3 more times for the other 3 corners. With these pillars in position, the next thing we can do is add in 3 horizontal logs on all 4 sides, starting from that middle log there in between the 2 barrels, so we get something like this. Then we're going to go ahead and place 2 spruce trapdoors on the outside of that middle block so you don't get to see what is actually in between the 2 barrels, just like that. Now we can start work on the roof outline, and we're just going to pick one of the 4 sides for now, and we're going to add 2 dark oak stairs upside down on those top logs with 2 full blocks on top of each of them. And then we're going to place down 2 stairs facing inwards, so they should be pointing towards each other. And then we're going to place in an upside down stair off the front of that one, just like this. To do this in survival, just stand on top of the top part of the stair and click on that bit. So very simple, that's how you place it down. 2 more full blocks, and then we're going to do the same again with 2 more inward facing stairs. We're going to have a full block in the middle with a stair on top. So this is the general outline we're looking for. Then whilst we're up here, we can continue on going inwards. We're going to have a slab off the back of that stair with a dark oak trapdoor on top of it, and I'd recommend just flipping it up for now. Stand on top of it and then place a slab on the bottom part of the trapdoor and fold it down. So when you're all done, you should have this for the very top point. And as you may have guessed, we can go ahead and do that for the other 3 sides too. We can now fill in the roof with our deep slate tiles, and it's probably easiest if you actually just stand inside in the very center here and place it down on all of the corners. So we're going to start off with a full deep slate tile next to those bottom stairs. Then we're going to have a slab on top of it. Then next to that slab, we're going to have 2 full blocks either side of it. And of course, as we're going around, just make sure you're doing that on all of the corners. Then on top of those 2 full blocks, we're just going to place in 2 more slabs. And then last but not least, we just need a full block in the corner of those 2 slabs. So if we just go take a look at it from the outside, this is what it should look like. We're nearly done with the roof now. There's just a couple of things left to add in. The first one is a full plank block right in the center there. And then for each of the corners, what we want to do next to the full block at the bottom here, just place in a dark oak fence with a dark oak trapdoor above it and one below it. And as you can imagine, we need to do that 3 more times for the other 3 corners, as I've already done. So here we have a perfectly symmetrical build. For the moment, it's of course not going to be staying like that. So at this point is now where you need to decide on which of these 4 sides you would like to be the front. Mine is going to be this one right here. You can even mark it with a block if you would like to. But we're just going to decide on which one is the front hand side, and then come round to the left hand side, because this is where we're going to be having the nether wart farm and a secondary entrance. So what we want to do on this left hand side here, 1 in from these logs diagonally, we're going to add 3 more logs just like that, with 2 stairs facing outwards, 1 stair upside down in the middle, and a trapdoor on top. What we can then do on this block in the middle of the logs, add in a spruce plank. And on the back of the block, we're going to place in our spruce door, just a side entrance, alternatively to the front one that we're going to be building. And then in front of this plank, we're going to have 2 spruce slabs come to the left and place down 3 spruce slabs. Next to this outer slab, we're going to place down 2 spruce stairs either side of it and 2 strip spruce logs next to the stairs. Then on this right hand side, we can go in diagonally and place another log. And then on these 3 blocks right here, we're going to place in some spruce trap doors. We can do the same thing on this side, so another log diagonally, 3 trap doors, flip them all up, and then on this side here, we're just going to do 2 more of those logs. And on top of all of those, we can place in some spruce slabs. The next step, as you may have guessed, is to fill in all of these blocks with some soul sand, because this is where we're going to be planting our nether wart, so we can go ahead and slap that on as well. I should mention that your nether wart will not grow as quick as mine is here. My game tick speed is turned very high up, so it won't be this quick, but it will grow here in the overworld. Real quick, we're just going to place in an oak trap door next to all of these pillar blocks that we're able to. So there's 2 on this corner, 2 on this corner, 1 on this corner, and 0 on this corner. With this section added in, we're now going to complete the bottom part of the build, which is the base down here, and that is going to be made out of a combination of stone bricks, andesite, cracked stone bricks, as well as stone. Just to make it simple for the tutorial though, I'm going to build it all out of stone bricks first and add in the texture later. So whether you want to do it that way or mix it in as you go, it's entirely up to you. But what we're going to start off by doing is here at the front of the build, so where you've marked hopefully if you've chosen to do that, we're going to place in 3 upside down stairs curved around on the corners like that. Then we're going to have 2 full blocks here, and we're going to step inside and place an upside down stair, so it looks like a full block from the outside, and then 2 more full blocks here either side. What we can then do is add in a brick wall either side of what is going to be our doorway, 2 spruce fences on top of that one, a spruce slab in the middle, and then 2 spruce trapdoors on both of the sides. And last but not least, we can just grab a spruce door and put it right in the middle there. Now moving on round to the right hand side, we're going to start off with a full stone brick block in each of the corners, with a stone brick stair at the bottom and an upside down one at the top, 2 stone brick walls on either side, and 2 iron bars in the middle. As for the side round the back, we're going to start off with 3 full blocks along the bottom and 3 blocks on top of that in the center. Then we're going to have a wall either side with an iron bar on top and an upside down stair above that iron bar. And for the final side with our nether wart farm, we actually need to come inside of the build to do this, because we're just going to be having a line of blocks down either side with an upside down stair at the top and a regular stair at the bottom. So now we can go around and mix in all of the other stone variants, the stone, the andesite, as well as the cracked stone bricks. And the best way that I have to explain this is try to place them down so that stone bricks is still the most used block. We're just adding the others in for texture, so try to keep it as 40% stone bricks, 20% for the other 3 blocks, if that makes sense. Of course, not forgetting to switch out the walls and the stairs when possible. So that is the bottom section all done. We can now move up to the top section here, which is mostly going to be made out of spruce. And once again, we're starting on the front side here with the main doorway. And first thing we're going to do is place down 5 stripped spruce logs on either side of this part of the build. Then we're going to have 2 full blocks at the top with a spruce stair upside down underneath it. And we're going to have a coarse dirt at the bottom here with a spruce trapdoor in front of it and some sort of flower on the coarse dirt itself. Now we can actually step inside the build and just going to click on the back of the flower here and place in an oak trapdoor, and then crouching and place another, and we just want to close those up for a window. And the last thing we can do is place down 1 and 2 chains with a lantern underneath them. Now we're going to come round to the left hand side above our nether wart patch, and we're going to do the same thing. So 5 stripped spruce logs on either side. Then we're going to have a spruce stair at the bottom, skip 2 blocks and have another spruce stair upside down, and 2 full planks at the top. What we're going to do for our window, instead of having something like this, we're actually going to place them on the side of this block and open them up. That way it kind of looks like these shutters have been opened and these ones over here are closed. As for round the back of the build, we're doing the same thing once again with the 5 stripped spruce logs. We're going to have a stair at the bottom, and then we're going to place in the 2 oak trapdoors like I mentioned we could do on this side, with a spruce stair on top of it, 2 full planks, and then same as we did at the front, we're going to have 2 chains and a lantern. For the final side, once again, we're doing the usual 5 stripped spruce logs on either side, but this time we're actually going to step inside the build and go up by 1, 2, and on the 3rd block, we're going to place in an upside down spruce stair. And above that, we're going to have an oak trapdoor folded upwards, another upside down stair facing outwards this time, and a full spruce plank on top of it. Now you may have noticed there are 2 blocks missing from this side. That's okay, we're going to be covering it up. There's going to be a fireplace on the inside, so on the outside we're going to build ourselves a chimney. And the first thing we're going to do is place in a brick slab on top, or to the side actually, of that center log, and we're going to have 2 full blocks on top of it, and then a stair facing inwards just like that. Then we can have 2 upside down stairs facing outwards, and 2 more on top of those stairs facing in this direction. Then we can place in a brick wall on the back of that stair, with 1 below it and 1 above it. Then we're going to come out by 1 like this, and go up by 1, with a full block on top, and that is the shape of the chimney. All we need to do is add the smoking element to it, so that's very simply just a campfire surrounded with 4 spruce trapdoors. So that, everybody, is the exterior of the build all done. We are now ready to head on inside and start work on the interior. The first thing we're going to do with the inside here is replace the floor on the bottom level. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of all of these 9 blocks, as well as the 10th one here underneath the doorway, and we're going to replace it with regular smooth deep slate, just like that. We can also go ahead and replace our door. Then we need to get some barrels, and in line with these logs here, starting on this side, we're going to place in 3 upside down, then another 3, and then 2 more here, leaving this gap open to place in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 ladders to get up to the 2nd level. Before we head up there, we do just need to cover up the bases of these barrels with some spruce trapdoors. So now we can go up the ladder and just complete the ceiling at the very top here. So the first thing we're going to do is place in a dark oak plank on the bottom of all of these deep slate blocks, and we're going to have a dark oak slab underneath all of those. Then we can have a dark oak stair facing inwards, upside down on the other sides, and then we're just going to place in, and I think the best way to do this honestly is just go 1, 2, and that downwards, just to fill it all in. Come to think of it, you don't want mobs spawning up here, so maybe what you could do is just break your way up and break that block and replace it with a torch. Otherwise you're going to be hearing some moans and groans from the zombie that will ultimately spawn up there in your roof, which we definitely don't want. With the floors and the ceilings now done, we are free to furnish, and the first bit of furnishing that we're going to do is down here on the bottom level, and we're going to face this side and we're going to build an infinite water source. So we're going to have 2 stairs in the corners and a spruce trapdoor in the middle. Then we can waterlog both of the stairs, and this water source right here will never disappear, so you can fill up as many water bottles as you would like. We're also going to add in a crafting table in this corner and a barrel in this corner. We can also place in 2 spruce trapdoors, one over here on the top part of this block and another over here on this block. Those are just going to serve as some shelves for decorative items, which we can go ahead and add in now. So on this shelf we're going to have a lantern, which is also going to produce a nice bit of light, which is good. On the crafting table we're going to have a flower pot with something inside of it. And then on this shelf I thought we could add in an amethyst bud. It just seems quite magical and well suited to a brewing house. Of course, if you don't have access to this, just put anything there. It doesn't matter. It can even be another flower pot. And above this barrel we're just going to label what is inside of it, and I thought this would be a good spot to store all of your nether wart that you harvest. So that is the bottom level done. We can now start work on the top level, and the first thing we're going to do is place in a chain and lantern in the center here just to get a little bit of light. Then we can place a cauldron next to that coarse dirt with 2 chests, one on each side, and we can keep filling up that cauldron from the infinite water source down here. Now we do have these chests for storage, but don't forget you also can access all of these barrels on the floor, which do come in very handy. We're going to turn around, and next to the ladder we can place 2 brewing stands. Then we're going to get our spruce trapdoors whilst I sit in the cauldron apparently, and on these 2 blocks right here we're going to place 2 of those with 2 brewing stands on top, and we're going to do the same over here on this side. That way you have 6 brewing stands in total, which should be plenty for the average player. And last but not least, the final thing to do is to just add our small fireplace here behind our chimney. So campfire on top of that log block and just cover it up with a spruce trapdoor. So there we go everybody, that is how you build my brewing house in Minecraft. I really hope this tutorial helped you out. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.